What set you off that you was like, I gotta do that?
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Gervonta Davis has reacted to Floyd Mayweather training Shakur Stevenson. Meanwhile, we know that Tim Bradley initially claimed that Stevenson would effortlessly outbox Davis. However, just 2 weeks later, he revised his opinion, suggesting that Tank could potentially secure a victory either by knockout or by points. Bradley told Fight Hype that his recent performances had led to a shift in his perspective on the bout. He said, "People are saying you're flip-flopping. Let me just talk about that. I look at fighters' styles and what they bring. I study film. I see what effects that guy like Shakur can give Tank. Whether Tank loses the first 4 rounds purposely or not, he can be outboxed. That's just it." Davis delivered an impressive knockout against the once unbeaten Frank Martin, methodically closing in before securing the victory. Conversely, Stevenson has faced significant criticism from fans, fighters, and analysts for his last 2 performances, which were deemed overly defensive and lacking entertainment. Bradley then said, "But going back to each guy's performance, what Tank has done recently, what Shakur has done in his last 2 fights, lackluster performances, you gotta look at the 2. Yeah, Shakur's style can give Tank fits, but what weaknesses did I see last time out? Of course he can get better, but this guy that he faced wasn't a crazy puncher like Tank." Moreover, Bradley issued a warning to Stevenson while acknowledging that hand ailments may have contributed to the 27-year-old's poor performance in his last game. He said, "If you fight Tank in that fashion, where he's able to get off heat, and you don't give him nothing in return, he's gonna stop you. He's gonna catch you, he's gonna hurt you, he's gonna stop you." So I see the fight as 50-50 now. We know that Shakur Stevenson has never hidden his intention to take on Vasily Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis. If Davis and Lomachenko face off in a lightweight world championship unification bout, Stevenson has a different contender in mind, one he thinks might present an even more significant challenge to Davis than Lomachenko. Stevenson is now targeting William Zepeda, who achieved a knockout victory over Giovanni Cabrera on the same evening Stevenson earned a unanimous decision against Artem Harutyunyan. Shakur questioned why, if Tank was going to fight Lomachenko, he couldn't take on a tougher challenge himself. He suggested that perhaps the tougher fight would be against William Zepeda due to Zepeda's volume and the number of punches he throws, and wondered where Zepeda was.
If Tank gonna go fight Lomachenko, why can't I go fight the harder, maybe the harder fight? We don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe the harder fight just because William Zepeda volume and how much punches he actually throw. Where is he at though?
Stevenson is unsure if Golden Boy Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya will pursue the fight, even though Zepeda is a bright prospect. He believes that De La Hoya might direct Zepeda towards a bout with WBO lightweight world champion Denis Berinchyk. Shakur added that he believed they were aiming for another fight where they could win a belt, specifically mentioning Berinchyk. He expressed his opinion that they didn't want the WBC belt.
Right.
I think they're banking on getting another fight or getting a fight where they can win a belt. So they probably looking for a Berinchyk.
Like, we gonna get Berinchyk and then unify.
They don't want this belt.
Right.
They don't want the WBC belt.
But he #1, I think, across the board.
Everywhere. He can fight anybody he wants.
That's true.
In a recent podcast, Shakur Stevenson explored the differences between his fighting style and that of Gervonta Davis. He noted that Davis's knockout power often leads the public to underestimate his own skills. Shakur explained, "People are blessed with different abilities. He's blessed with the ability that if he cracks you, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go down. I'm blessed with amazing eyes. I can see punches coming my way and get away from them. They probably judge me on a scale compared to him. At the end of the day, he's a great fighter. He's a special fighter, but I'm special in my own right too."
Understand, people is blessed with different abilities. Like he's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. My eyes is amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good. Like punches coming my way, I know how to get away from them
Right.
at any given time. And our abilities are just different, so they probably are judging me from a scale of him. But at the end of the day, he's a great fighter. He's a special fighter. I can't take none away from him, but I'm special in my own right too.
Fans have been eagerly awaiting a showdown between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. This highly anticipated matchup would see Davis's powerful knockout. In a recent podcast, Shakur Stevenson explored the differences between his fighting style and that of Gervonta Davis. He noted that Davis's knockout power often leads the public to underestimate his own skills. Shakur explained, "People are blessed with different abilities. He's blessed with the ability that if he cracks you, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go down. I'm blessed with amazing eyes. I can see punches coming coming my way and get away from them. They probably judge me on a scale compared to him. At the end of the day, he's a great fighter. He's a special fighter, but I'm special in my own right too. Fans have been eagerly awaiting a showdown between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. This highly anticipated matchup would see Davis's powerful knockout ability go head-to-head with Stevenson's outstanding defensive prowess. Both undefeated and competing in the same weight class, a 2025 clash seems imminent as they aim to become the undisputed champions in their division. Over the past month, Shakur Stevenson's marketability and free agency have emerged as the main boxing stories. Following his unanimous decision victory over Artem Harutyunyan, the ex-Top Rank star entered free agency. The aftermath has sparked numerous discussions about Stevenson, his conduct post-fight, Top Ranks and ESPN's broadcast management, and what lies ahead for the fighter. Stevenson has garnered interest from multiple promoters, yet Bob Arum, the leader of his previous promotion team, does not seem particularly eager to retain the 27-year-old boxer. In a conversation with content creator Sean Zittel during the weigh-ins for the Janibek Alimkhanuly vs. Andrei Mikhailovich middleweight title fight, Arum responded to Stevenson's allegations that Top Rank was favoring Vasyl Lomachenko and shielding him from a matchup with Stevenson. According to Arum, Lomachenko prioritized a fight with Gervonta Davis over Stevenson. What Shakur, God loves him, forgets, while he is independent and makes decisions that benefit him, he assumes that all other fighters are puppets, Arum said. Arum added that the promoter does not control the fighter's decisions, contrary to what some might believe. He pointed out that Lomachenko is just as independent, if not more so, than Shakur, and that Tank Davis also has autonomy in choosing his fights. Arum noted that Shakur believes he is the only one who is independent in deciding his fights, while everyone else is a puppet controlled by promoters, which Arum insisted is not true or realistic. However, he lamented that Shakur could not be convinced otherwise. When asked if Lomachenko might have said he wanted the Davis fight more than a scrap with Stevenson, Arum said, "The Davis fight is more money. It's a bigger fight. Fighters are in this business to make money, and you can't fault them for that. Why take a fight that's not going to earn them near as much as a fight that's going to make them maybe double?" Stevenson queried Arum about Top Rank's reluctance to pursue a fight with Lomachenko while the latter was still under contract. Arum said, "Because Lomachenko has something to say about it. Again, that's the mentality where Top Rank and myself are the puppet masters, and we can move these fighters around like puppets. No, the fighters want to do what's best for themselves, and that's how it's always been." It's possible that Arum is underplaying the impact that fighters have when choosing opponents. Terrence Crawford had long coveted bouts against both Errol Spence Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, but the entrenched divisions between networks and promoters thwarted these dreams for years. Although fans eagerly awaited Crawford-Spence, its realization was delayed far beyond expectations. That demonstrates that the Warriors are not in total control. However, a bout with Davis undoubtedly promises a larger payday for Lomachenko. At 36 years old, it's logical for him to capitalize on his earning potential in his remaining fights. It's worth noting that facing Davis isn't a straightforward challenge. Many contend that Davis poses the toughest competition in their weight class. Stevenson is often touted as the top fighter around the 135-pound mark. Regardless, promoters from across the boxing world are keen to collaborate with him, suggesting he's poised for a promising career path. In the meanwhile, it appears even more likely that Davis and Lomachenko will square off before the year is up. Meanwhile, Stevenson persists in pursuing a bout with the third-ranked lightweight boxer, according to The Ring magazine. Despite recent criticism of his boxing skills, the young lion remains hungry, with only big fights capable of satisfying his appetite. Recently, Teofimo Lopez criticized Stevenson's ambition for these bouts, branding him big-headed. Despite disapproval from Tim Bradley Jr., Ryan Garcia, and Lopez regarding Stevenson's recent performances, Shakur remains determined to share the ring with boxing stars. "A lot of people want to criticize me and give their opinion on me," said Shakur Stevenson, who is currently a free agent. In his reply to how he felt about so many promotions, including Mayweather Promotions and Golden Boy, showing interest in him, Shakur added, "I love seeing everybody is out after me. I can't wait to see who's got the best options for me." And regarding his expectations from the promotions, the 27-year-old said, "I want big fights. There are a lot of big-name fighters out there. William Zepeda, Gervonta Davis, Lomachenko. I want the biggest and the best fights available." Shakur was asked about Zepeda's reputation as a boxer because this was not the first time he has mentioned the fighter's name. With Gervonta Davis focusing on Vasyl Lomachenko, Shakur expressed interest in facing Zepeda, noting his high-volume punching and ability to stop opponents within 3 to 4 rounds. When asked about Zepeda, Shakur praised him as a good fighter. "I don't think I've ever been in the ring with a professional fighter like that. Throws a bunch of punches, he's great with his own style, but a guy like that would bring the best out of me," he added. In this context, Shakur was asked if he would like to fight on a Saudi card. "I would love it. Next time we're there, we gon' put on a show for everybody." Shakur Stevenson responded. On the other hand, Gervonta Davis responded to Floyd Mayweather's prediction that Shakur Stevenson would defeat him in a potential fight. He also talked about Floyd training Shakur. Davis, celebrated for his unshakable confidence and knockout prowess, directly confronted Mayweather's comments.
Some of your 135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you gonna get hit. What you gonna do when you get hit?
Davis recognized Mayweather's expertise and significant contributions to boxing, but strongly opposed his prediction. He voiced confidence in his own capabilities, asserting his readiness to prove Mayweather wrong. Davis also expressed respect for Stevenson, acknowledging his skills and potential, but underscored his determination to achieve victory. Davis emphasized his rigorous training regimen and the diligent effort he's invested in preparing for the upcoming fight. He discussed the advancements achieved with his current training team and expressed confidence that these improvements will be clear in the ring. Additionally, Davis highlighted his impressive track record, citing past victories and knockouts as proof of his ability to succeed in high-stakes matches.
What, when I saw him?
Yeah, because he said you
Matter
never
of
heard
fact-
him and nothing like that.
He was scared to even get in the ring with me. And he talked about he stopped somebody before me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, one of my guys. No, he didn't.
Cap.
No, he did touch him up.
Yeah,
but
but
he
he
didn't
stopped
stop
him.
him. He didn't stop him. He's a liar.
Despite Mayweather's forecast, Davis reassured his supporters that he remains undeterred and deeply motivated. He expressed that he excels under pressure and is eager to demonstrate his skill and resolve in the upcoming fight against Stevenson. Additionally, Davis hinted at having a tactical strategy ready to counter Stevenson's approach, indicating that he is carefully preparing for all potential situations. Stevenson sees Tank as a significant opportunity to boost his career, much like how Errol Spence Jr. propelled Terrence Crawford's trajectory. After extensive trash talk and delayed negotiations, Spence and Crawford eventually faced off last July. Crawford's stunning 9th-round TKO ended the bout, quieting critics and solidifying his status. Stevenson thinks a fight with Tank will boost his personal notoriety and solidify his status as a boxer. He said, "I definitely want to go down as one of the greats, and I want to be in everyone's top 5 for sure. Top 3, top 5. For example, with like Bud Crawford, like his situation, I feel like he's been one of the best, been one of the greatest boxers to do it, but he just had the opportunity and needed the opportunity to show it. And I think with Errol Spence, he was the right guy to be there, to show how great he truly was." Stevenson and Davis have both insisted on wanting to battle one another. Stevenson added, "I think with me all it takes is the right fight and the right person." And when pressed to offer who that right person is, Stevenson didn't hesitate at all. He said, "Tank, I think me and Tank is the fight. I think everybody thinks that I can't do it, so I love that part about it." Ryan Garcia recently administered a blunt dose of reality to Shakur Stevenson through social media, taking aim at Stevenson following his contentious win over Artem Harutyunyan last weekend at Newark's Prudential Center. Offering an unconventional remedy for Stevenson's bruised ego due to criticism of his lackluster victory, Garcia suggested Stevenson try microdosing on mushrooms. Garcia put Shakur under a microscope, telling him on X that everyone knows you are terrified in the ring. You fight like a scared man. Ryan channels his inner Howard Cosell, unapologetically stating the truth, while Shakur probably isn't too thrilled about hearing it. As the WBC lightweight champion, Shakur has vehemently fired back at critics on social media, defending his recent performance. Shakur secured the win with a unanimous decision after 12 rounds, but it didn't quite showcase the brilliance needed to catch the eye of big-name promoters in the open market. Craving a knockout, Shakur found himself wanting in power and hesitated to unleash a relentless flurry of punches when Harutyunyan seemed vulnerable in the 9th round. Shakur naively believes that switching promoters will secure the high-profile fights he's been craving, specifically bouts against Vasily Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis. Regardless of whether he joins PBC or Matchroom, neither can guarantee him clashes with Tank or Lomachenko. Furthermore, it seems improbable that Shakur will receive an offer surpassing or matching the $15 million 5-fight deal that Top Rank offered him for re-signing, a deal he ultimately turned down.
Well, that's one of your peers. Do you think Gervonta?
No, he's a casual though. Like Tank is a casual. We gotta be honest. Like, when we like look at him and really understand, like you could be a special boxer, but don't really have like the eye.
Eddie Hearn, the face of Matchroom, firmly stated that he wouldn't entertain financial offers from Bob Arum at Top Rank, casting doubt on Shakur's prospects with Matchroom. Unless Hearn has a change of heart, Shakur's chances of signing with them look bleak. Even if a deal materializes, the allure might be insufficient without assurances of facing off against boxing stars like Tank and Lomachenko. Matchroom finds itself in a challenging position with Shakur Stevenson, with limited viable opponents such as Andy Cruz, Regis Prograis, Liam Perro. Many of these fighters pose a credible threat to Stevenson, potentially pushing him towards a move to the 140-pound division. Yet, these matchups might not attract significant pay-per-view interest in the American market. Shakur said, "I see all of these fighters getting opportunity after opportunity. It's just so hard to make a big fight happen. A lot of that I do blame on my promoter. They could have done a lot more to make these big fights happen. I was built the right way, and I appreciate them for that, but at the end, we could have tried harder to make big fights instead of always finding excuses. The vision should be a lot bigger." Stevenson, the 3-division champion, sported a t-shirt bearing a pointed message aimed at Bob Arum, the head of Top Rank, despite his absence. The shirt prominently displayed a photo of Arum alongside IBF lightweight champion Vasily Lomachenko, with the caption, "Bob is saving his son from this whooping." It was a poignant gesture from Stevenson, who never had the career-defining bout offered to him and is now on the brink of free agency, but there was an agreement. Stevenson stated that he turned down a contract from Top Rank worth $15 million for 5 fights. "Yeah, it's not chump change," Stevenson said in an interview that aired on ESPN immediately before his win against Haratunian. He added, "But I know my worth and I know who I am now. I understand my value from when I first signed with them to now. It's a lot higher. It wouldn't be hard to get the big fights if I'd committed back to signing with Top Rank. The fights didn't happen because I didn't re-sign with Top Rank." In his post-fight media briefing, Stevenson dived into the elusive challenges he's been pursuing, setting his sights on potential matchups with Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis, both seemingly on the verge of squaring off against each other. Stevenson said, "Tell Lomachenko to fight me. Wouldn't that be a fun fight? Someone who is coming in there trying to fight and trying to win? He's technically good. There are a lot of people out there who are probably like, Lomachenko can beat Stevenson. He couldn't stop Haratunian. Why not make the fight? Lomachenko doesn't want to fight." Moreover, Stevenson gave Tank a straightforward message. He said, "Get ready. I want to fight guys that are trying to fight me and have stuff to lose just like me, and not guys that come here and just want to be a part of the show. But I'm just telling it like it is. I can't force these fights to happen if these guys don't want to fight me." Stevenson hasn't ruled out returning to Top Rank, so he's also unclear about what comes next. He said, "I don't know what I am willing to do. I have to sit at the table and find out," said Stevenson. "I am ready to get back in the ring as soon as possible." Stevenson concluded his fight with Haratunian without making any cuts, giving his performance a C+. After nurturing high hopes, Stevenson vented his disappointment at Top Rank's inability to secure the fight he believed he had earned. In a daring move, Sugar Stevenson aimed a direct message at Lomachenko and Bob Arum following his triumph yesterday. Stevenson pointedly linked his departure from Top Rank to their inability to arrange bouts against top lightweight contenders, thus denying him opportunities to unify titles such as his WBC belt and Loma's IBF belt. After passing up the chance for a unification fight, Arum's decision left Stevenson no choice but to express his sentiments on a t-shirt following his victory. His pointed remarks aimed at Arum and Lomachenko haven't resonated positively with boxing enthusiasts, who believe the WBC lightweight champion may be inflating his worth and boxing skills. Sugar extended his impeccable 22-0 record with a victory over Artem Haratunian, a decorated German Olympic medalist. Despite his unblemished streak, critics persist in questioning his avoidance of matches against renowned fighters like Gervonta Davis or Devin Haney.
Grayson, I want to be in everybody top 5 for sure. Top 3, top 5. Like his situation, I feel like he been one of the best, been one of the greatest boxers to do it, but he just had the opportunity and needed the opportunity to show it. And I think with Errol Spence, he was the right guy to be there to show how great he truly was.
In May 2023, Vasyl Lomachenko faced Devin Haney in a highly anticipated bout that drew widespread attention. The match unfolded as a fierce contest, highlighting the exceptional skills of both fighters. Ultimately, Haney claimed victory, a result that sparked debates among fans who believed Lomachenko deserved the win. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson's defensive boxing style has led to a wane in popularity, but a matchup with Lomachenko promised to be a lucrative spectacle. This bout had the potential to be the standout event of the year, presenting Stevenson with a golden opportunity to shine in the lightweight division by possibly overcoming a top-tier adversary.
All it takes is the right fight and the right person.
What do you think that fight's gonna be for you at 135?
Tank. I think me and Tank is the fight, and I think everybody think that I can't do it, so I love that part about it.
For Sugar, this match represents a crucial chance to carve his name into the annals of greatness. While defeat against Davis could be a setback, history reveals that those who dare challenge Tank often soar to new heights thereafter. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.